You know the sound. It's the middle of the night, you're dead asleep, and then it starts. That meow, the little scratch at the bedroom door. Or maybe the furry face that's suddenly an inch from yours. If you're just plain tired of your cat moonlighting as your personal 3 a.m. alarm clock, you are absolutely in the right place. So let's dive in and figure out how to get your sleep back. I mean, this picture just says it all, doesn't it? While we see the night as our time to recharge, our cats, well, they often see it as party time. They really are creatures of the twilight, with instincts that have been sharpened over thousands of years for being active when the rest of the world is quiet. And that nighttime activity? That's when you get the relentless meowing, the pawing at your face, or those sudden explosive bursts of the zoomies right across your bed. It's so frustrating, it's exhausting, and it just leaves you wondering, why is my cat's schedule so completely backward? Well, the good news is it really doesn't have to be this way. Okay, so to solve this problem, we first have to understand it. This isn't your cat being naughty or trying to annoy you. Nope, this is all about their deep, hardwired instincts. We've got to get inside their head and see the world the way they do. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, because this slide debunks one of the biggest myths about cats. We all tend to call them nocturnal, right? But that's not actually the full story. Cats are crepuscular. It's a fantastic word, and believe me, it is the key to everything. So what on earth does crepuscular mean? Well, it just means their internal clock is programmed for peak activity during those dim twilight hours, dawn and dusk. See, for their wild ancestors, this was the perfect time to go hunting. Their prey was out and about, but the dim light kept them hidden from bigger predators. And that instinct? It's still running the show in your living room. And this slide, this right here, is the secret code to your cat's brain. Their entire life revolves around what we call the cycle of predation. It goes like this: hunt, catch, kill, eat, groom, and then finally sleep. When a cat gets to complete this entire cycle, their body's natural response is to clean up and then fall into a really deep, satisfied sleep. Our whole goal is to make this cycle work for us, not against us. So here's the game changer. We can't get rid of this cycle. It's who they are. But what we can do is reschedule it. By taking control of just a few key moments in their day, we can shift their energy burst away from 3 in the morning and line it up perfectly with our own schedule. All right, first things first. If you're leaving a big bowl of kibble out all day for your cat to graze on, that has to stop. Seriously. Free feeding means their body is just kind of always digesting, and their energy levels are totally unpredictable. Switching to scheduled meals is the single most powerful step you can take. It puts you back in control. So here's your new evening routine. About an hour or so before you want to go to bed, you are going to kickstart that predation cycle. Start a hunt with a really good 20-minute play session with something like a wand toy. Let them stalk it, chase it, pounce on it. Then, right when they're super excited, let them catch and kill that toy, and immediately give them their biggest meal of the day. You see what you just did? Hunt, catch, kill, eat. And what comes next? You got it. Groom, and then a long, happy sleep, right as you're climbing into bed. Now, what your cat does during the day is just as important. Think about it. A bored cat is going to do what we all do on a lazy day off. They'll nap. All day long. They're basically just storing up all that energy like a battery, getting ready for a huge release right when you're trying to sleep. And the difference is just, it's night and day. An enriched cat, one whose mind is kept busy and stimulated during the day, is a cat that is ready to chill out at night. They've spent their energy, both physical and mental, in good ways, instead of saving it all for a midnight concert. So, how do you enrich their day? It's actually way easier than it sounds. A window perch looking out at a bird feeder, that's hours of what experts call cat TV. Puzzle feeders make them use their brains to work for their food. You can even just hide a few treats around the house to encourage them to hunt and explore while you're gone. Okay, but what if you do everything right and your cat still starts meowing at 5 a.m. for breakfast? This, my friends, is where a little bit of technology becomes a total game changer. An automatic feeder can be your secret weapon. The magic here is so simple, but it is so powerful. It takes you out of the morning feeding equation. Your cat starts to associate the whirring sound of the feeder with food, not you getting out of bed. They stop seeing you as a walking can opener, and they learn to wait for the machine. This is what finally breaks that cycle of them waking you up for food. Now, for some cats, the meowing isn't just about food. It can actually be driven by stress or a little bit of anxiety. And in those cases, other tools can help. This number, 74%, that's the percentage of cat owners who are comfortable using pheromone products. And for good reason. Studies show that those little diffusers that release synthetic cat pheromones can really help lower stress, which in turn reduces behaviors like all that extra meowing. It just helps create a calmer vibe for everyone. Okay, everybody listen up, because this is critical. Everything we just talked about, it can be completely wasted by how you react in the middle of the night. Your response when you're half asleep is just as important as all the prep you do during the day. So here is the number one most important rule. You have to ignore the behavior. I mean, 100% ignore it. No talking, no petting, no angrily pushing them off the bed, not even a frustrated shush. Because any attention at all, good or bad, is a win for your cat. It tells them, hey, this is working. It's the slot machine effect. If they pull the lever 20 times and win just once, they'll be back tomorrow to pull it 30 times because they know a payout is possible. And you have to be ready for this. When you first start ignoring them, your cat is going to double down. They'll think, wait, this always used to work? I just need to be louder. This is a real thing. It's called an extinction burst. It's their final big protest before the behavior finally starts to fade. No need coming is the key to not giving in when it gets tough. I really cannot stress this enough. Never, ever, ever punish your cat for this. No yelling, no spray bottles. It doesn't work. All punishment does is create fear and anxiety, which can make the behavior even worse, and it will seriously damage the bond and trust you have with your cat. Look, this is not an overnight fix. You have to be patient. For the first few days, your cat's going to be confused by the new routine. Then, you're probably going to hit that extinction burst. That's the hardest part, but you have to stay strong. If you can just push through for about 2 weeks, you will see the behavior start to fade as your cat finally adapts to this new, better schedule. So let's just recap the winning game plan. Number 1, a powerful evening routine, play hard, then feed a big meal. Number 2, enrich their daytime environment to burn off that mental steam. Number 3, be totally 100% consistent. And number 4, the hardest one, completely ignore any and all attempts to get your attention at night. You know, when it comes down to it, this isn't really about just stopping an annoying habit. It's about finally understanding your cat's natural wild instincts. It's about learning to communicate with them in a language they actually get, the language of the hunt. It's about providing for their needs in a way that works for both of you. And when you do that, you're not just getting your sleep back, you're actually building a deeper, more awesome bond with your cat.